Alright, hello guys. Today we're going to talk about bariatric surgery, and my name is Rachel Weldon, so let's get started. So first, what is it? Bariatric surgery is an option for people who suffer from severe obesity. These individuals have not been able to lose enough weight to improve their health, either through exercise and diet already, so now they have to turn to bariatric surgery as the last option. And the purpose of this surgery is to actually make the stomach smaller. That way, the individual will feel fuller faster. So there's different types of bariatric surgery, which include the gastric band, the gastric bypass, and the gastric sleeve. So what are the benefits of getting a bariatric surgery? It can improve many health-related issues such as obesity, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, bad cholesterol, sleep apnea. It's also going to improve the person's physical mood and function and also improve their quality of life. So what are side effects of the surgery? There can be some negative side effects, and these ones do include infection. Any surgery comes with the possibility of having infection, diarrhea, hernias, and gallstones. Okay, so here we're going to take a look at the gastric band. So what is it? The gastric band is where the surgeon will place a ring with an inflatable band around the top of the stomach, so you can see that in the little picture below, to create a small pouch. So the small pouch will be here. The band will have a circular balloon inside that is filled with a salt solution. The pouch makes the stomach smaller, which allows you to feel full after only eating a small amount of food. So as you can see, the stomach would be a lot smaller, which would allow the person to actually eat less, therefore eating less calories, eating less, all that stuff. So the next one we're going to look at is the gastric sleeve. It's also termed the vertical sleeve gastrectomy. And this is where the surgeon will actually remove most of your stomach, leaving only a small section that is closed using staples. So here you can see right here the incision. The surgery reduces the amount of food that they can fit in the person's stomach, which makes you feel full quicker. The surgery cannot be reversed because, as you can see, as right here, part of the stomach is actually being removed. So you see the resected part, and that little sleeve right here is what you'd be left with. So the gastric bypass is a two-part surgery. The surgeon staples the stomach, creating a pouch in the upper section. The staples make your stomach feel smaller, therefore you eat less. So my head's a little bit in the way, but you can kind of see the staples here. The surgeon then cuts your small intestine and attaches it to the stomach pouch. Food is then going to bypass most of the stomach, so your body will absorb fewer calories. The surgeon connects the bypass section to the lower part of the small intestine, and it's still attached to the stomach, so that way the digestive juices can still move through the stomach to the small intestine, which my head's a little bit in the way, but there we go. You can see here. So it's going to go right through the stomach and into the small intestine, but it still passes through, so all the juices are still going. So next is who qualifies for this type of surgery. Typically it's someone with a BMI of 40 or more, which would also be considered morbid obesity at this point. Or it's a BMI of 35 with risk factors such as obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, or sleep apnea. Efforts to lose weight and diet and exercise have been unsuccessful, so these are people that have already tried to do diet, exercise programs on their own, and they haven't been able to lose the weight. So this is my makeup case study. So it's Mary Jo. She had gastric bypass surgery 1 year ago. She's 35. She doesn't smoke. Her current workout routine is only walking for 30 minutes 3 times a week, which someone who has gastric bypass kind of wants something a little more daily activity going on. So her BMI is 29, and she had a previous to surgery was 42. So the surgery was successful. She has a BMI of 29. It's still pretty high, so we definitely want to implement a stronger exercise program for her. Her low-density lipoproteins are 127, which is fine. Her high-density lipoprotein is 40. Her total cholesterol is 198, so that's still a little high, so definitely an exercise program is going to give her some benefits. Her fasting glucose is 89, that's also a little high, so we want to see if we can get that down with an exercise program. So then I just looked at here, these are all the risk stratifications, and as you can see, she's less than 55, so that's fine. She has no family history of heart attacks, so that's okay. She's not a smoker. Sedentary lifestyle, so you're not participating 3 days a week, which she is doing it 3 days a week, but just not enough for someone who had gastric bypass for being obese. Her BMI, as you can see, is very close to 30. Hypertension, blood pressure are high, so that's something that we have to be aware of for prehypertension, dyslipidemia, prediabetes. The fasting glucose is close, so it's something you want to keep an eye out. So she would be considered a high-risk group, and why is that? Because she has already had a bariatric surgery associated with her morbid obesity, and plus she had 2 risk factors, as stated on the slide previously. So the benefits of exercise would include burn calories, reduces fat while building muscle, increase energy, helps lower blood pressure. It's going to improve the person's mood and self-esteem. It's going to enhance the immune system and strengthen their bones, and also relieve stress. And I just put this little get fit and socialize thing over here because for some people it's easier to work out with friends and to work out in groups, so that might be something that Mary Jo might do very well with. So before you begin your exercise program, you always have to remember the importance of warming up and cooling down before each workout. And why is this important? It's important because it helps improve performance, it's a less risk of injury, it's going to prepare your heart rate for exercise, it's going to increase your blood circulation, and in the end it's going to reduce your muscle soreness. So something to consider would be a 5 to 10 minute low intensity bike or even walk just before each exercise routine. So what would I prescribe? For aerobic, some type of walking, swimming, stationary bike, treadmill. She still is close to the she is considered almost obese, so we would definitely want to do something that was stationary because we don't want to have her hurting her joints or her knees by doing something like running. So walking, swimming, stationary bike would be preferred. Moderate intensity of 40 to 60 of her heart rate reserve, and this can progress over time to 60-80%. It's recommended daily at this point. You would want to be doing something 7 days a week, probably 30 to 60 minutes at least, and that can be broken up out the day. It doesn't have to be at one time. Our goal would be to achieve a regular and steady exercise pattern, as well as try and do 2,000 and 2,500 kcals expenditure per week, because that's going to also help her lose some extra weight. Excuse me. For resistance, we could do free weights, elastic bands are great, and also body weight stuff is also fine. We would say 10 to 15 repetitions per set, 3 to 5 sets. The RPE Borg scale of about 8 to 15. Definitely 2 to 3 days per week, and each of those days try to involve 2 to 3 of the major muscle groups. And on the side here I put different things you can do with elastic bands. Not everyone feels comfortable going to the gym and doing free weights, so I put a little demonstration of different things, a shoulder press with elastic bands. You got the lunge with, you can incorporate the shoulder press as well. Just a bunch of different elastic band exercises that could be considered. So for range of motion or flexibility, intensity is to hold each stress until slight discomfort, but you don't want to be feeling a lot of discomfort or sharp pains or anything like that. You would hold each stress twice for 20 seconds each, and activities such as yoga and Tai Chi are extremely beneficial for range of motion and flexibility. So on the bottom here, I just have some static stretching that could be used as a program or assessment just for someone to get started. And last but not least are the citations I used, and thanks for listening.